What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Happy Friday, by the way. Hopefully you guys had a good week and a good weekend lined up. In this video here, we will be pulling shards for the Hero's Path for Balor, the champion. But before we jump into that, I wanted to make a quick shout out to my clan and cluster here, Uncommonly Good UNG. We're a cluster of 10 plus Ultra Nightmare teams. If you guys are looking for a clan, make sure you guys swing on by. UNG is the cluster code and we will find a clan for you guys. If you guys are endgame players, we're definitely looking for some endgame players to fill up some spots. I'll provide all the links in the description below. You guys can hop on by. Come say hi. We're just an open community. So if you guys just want to hang out, share information, all that stuff, that's cool too. And like I said, we have clans for all player types. Yeah, quick shout out there. Also, I want to preface before we jump into some of the shard pulls and stuff, that you guys know that this is a very, very expensive path. Don't feel super FOMO for Balor. He is mostly a Chimera specialist, so he has the kit and the abilities to deal with a lot of Chimera trials. If you're not there in your account, don't sweat it. You're probably not going to miss him too much. Like, he can definitely help in some areas, but he's not like a hard carry, right? He's more of a specialized niche champion. So don't sweat it, not getting this guy. The events this weekend are obviously not great, but the rewards are really strong. So if you're pulling shards, Plarium doesn't really give you more incentive to pull shards for existing good rewards, for example. So we have the champion up for grabs. It's 20.5 sacred shards worth of points, which is about standard. I compared this path to Podrick's path. And Podrick with 21 sacred shards, and that was over 2 years ago. We do have his soul up for grabs as well. I would say this is probably the lowest expensive reward in terms of value, because the soul you can always build up. You don't need to spend the resources now, but of course, if you have it and you want a fully decked out Balor right out of the gate, then it's up for grabs. The best value here in terms of relative value is the 100 mythical mats for these relics. The reason why is because you never see this level of relic offered as a reward, especially for 13 sacred shards. So if you think about it, that's only 6,500 points during summon rushes. You would never see this at 6,500 points, maybe 10,000 points during a summon rush. Even then, you probably wouldn't see it. To put this in perspective, to get 100 of these, you need to grind live arena for a month, getting 1,320 points. That'll get you 100 mats, or you probably grind, full-time Chimera for a month to get the mats. At least, actually. So yeah, these are not easy to get, and 13 sacred shards to me seems relatively like a good deal in terms of the other ways of getting it. Otherwise, don't sweat the rewards. Get whatever you guys can pick up. Like I said, it's a pretty weak summon pool event. In terms of the 10x that's happening right now, there's a couple 10x's going on. So this one's going on for 19 hours, at which case it will switch over. Kymar would headline the next batch. We got Kymar, I think, Ancora, and some other champions, but there's not really anything that's kind of like wow. So I would definitely sit on shards and just wait until next week. I would suspect that they have some more shard events coming up. But anyways, in this video, we'll be pulling for the champion and we'll be pulling for the mats on both my accounts. We have the alt account here coming up. We got 48 sacred shards on this account. We got a lot of void shards. You could mix and match void shards and sacred shards, but the sacred shards are just higher point efficiency for this type of event relative to the void shard. What I mean by that is basically the equivalent for summon rushes. So for sacred shards, they're worth 500 points, and void shards are worth 120 points. It takes 4.16 void shards to equal 1 sacred shard in summon rushes. In this event, sacred shards are worth 4,500 points and void shards are worth 750 points. And you need 6 void shards to make up for 1 sacred shard. So therefore, sacred shards are worth more in this event relative to void shards and relative to the summon rushes. So you might as well save the void shards for summon rushes instead. You get more points value there relative to sacred shards. But in any event, you do have the option to do so. I think for this alt account, I will be pulling mostly sacred shards, and then on my main account, I don't have as many sacred shards, so I'll be pulling sacred shards and a mix of void shards as well. I also don't have much energy on this account, so I'll be pulling more shards in this account, but that's kind of the way you gotta do it, right? It's a resource game. You gotta manage your resources. I got more shards on this account, so we'll be spending more shards. All right, so the point total we need for both the Balor and the mats is about just under 130,000 points. We're currently sitting on 5,000 points here. So we are going to be pulling 27 sacred shards And yeah, we'll finish up the remaining couple thousand with energy over the next couple days. So all good there. No sweat. We'll save the void shards here for a nice progressive, or a nice 2x for progressive ideally. You know, the cat's going to be the big prize here, I think. And then we'll probably, it doesn't matter for the epics. We'll just go for the +4 candidate perhaps. And yeah, let's do it. 27 sacred shards. We'll pull down to 21. It gives us good buffer for any kind of events and all that stuff. So no worries there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 27. How many Legos can we get? We got a Lego on the first one. We got Alice. Oh my goodness. Alice. She is, you know, she was a free champion. You know, we're in the same, you know, time frame here for the cat. All right. We got Alice. Same time frame as the cat. They were released on the same kind of event, the Alice event. And yeah, she was the free champion. She's one of the better free champions that was ever released in the game. She does have a single target smack here with the ignore defense. She does have a second hit if she kills somebody. And then she has this really cool ability where she AoEs, and then she also has a lockout ability as well. Also with a turn meter pushback. Pretty good, especially on a damage dealer. So you gear her for damage with some accuracy so she can lock you out, deal damage and all that stuff. A1, a bit of a multi-hit here. And a passive that gives her extra turns and boosts her damage. Comes with attack in all battles. Pretty good champion. And like I said, one of the better free login champions of all time. So welcome aboard. She's going to be a faction guardian. Obviously I have the first one and all that. So welcome aboard. We're going to start off with a fresh mercy here for 26 more sacred shards. How many Legos will we be picking up here? No boosted rates. 6% chance at Legos. There we go. We got Isabel. Welcome aboard. We got the 25x or the 15x for the epics. Maybe we should switch it up. Let's switch her up here. Let's go. Remove. Moonbeam goes in. All right, let's keep pulling. We got 24 more sacred shards to pull. I would be upset if we don't get anything for 24 sacred shards. But you know, it's possible. It's definitely possible. So Frostbringer, no thank you. She has no frost in her kit. Hey, another gold. Welcome. All right, Algor. Not a fusion. His wife or partner was the fusion, Jetney. But Algor is actually pretty decent. He was actually offered as a guaranteed ancient champion. One of the last ones that was ever offered, I would say. I think he was 180 ancient shards. But I mean, if you had 180 ancient shards, he basically gave you a 4-turn block damage, which is good for, you know, lots of stuff in the game. Algor is really good in like hard faction wars for sure, especially with this block damage stuff. He also brings continuous heal, so a little bit of extra survivability there. The remove buffs is also very good for hard faction wars. So good champion for hard faction wars. Doesn't need the partner Jetney to do good things. So there we go. But for me, it's going to be a faction guardian. I do have a copy of him already. Algor, welcome aboard. Hey, I got another one. Whoa, these rates are these rates are crazy. We got back-to-back gold on 6%. Insane. We got Gretle here. I mean, Gretle's not super awesome. She looks cool. I like her. She's like the demon hunter, you know, from Diablo kind of skin, right? Looks pretty sweet. She was a fusion. I think she was the last Halloween fusion. She's not great or anything like that. And she does come with a partner with Hansel, you know, part of the Hansel and Gretel kind of fairy tales and stuff. Decreased defense on the A1, got a quad hit on the A2, a bit of ignore defense, and then she comes with an AoE, turn meter pushback here. Hansel, I think, is the better of the partner because I think he has the lockout ability on his AoE. But yeah, together they're actually kind of fun to play with. Not too bad. She has the turn meter pushback and he has the lockout, and he hits a bit harder. He has pretty high base attack. But yeah, she's just gonna be a faction guardian for me. I don't reuse her at all. But hey, that's why we do fusions and all that stuff, so that we can pick up faction guardian bonuses when we pull them again in the shard pull. So welcome aboard, Gretel. Wow, we got back-to-back gold. That doesn't happen very often, and at 6% chance, massive. No one, I wouldn't have guessed 3 already. 3 after 7 pulls, but hey, sometimes we get lucky. But the pulls are not great. The pulls are not great, but building up faction guardians is always a good thing. Anything else going to be good here? Let's see. Let's see if we can pull anything else. We still got a lot of shards left to pull. We got 17 or so. 17. Let's see. Tomo, no thanks. Tomo, no thanks. Are you guys using the commissioning feature in your faction guardians? That's something that I would like to know. Did we find any other ways to use that feature, or are we just using it on rares and I guess some epics, some bad epics maybe? Oh, another goal. Oh my goodness. Curato. Are we just getting login champions and fusions? Oh my goodness. Curato. Curato. I don't know how many Curatos I pulled. Man, so many. So many. This guy is a promo code or brand new player code champion right now. Like they're giving him away for free. He was a fusion back in the day, I believe a Valentine's fusion or near that time with Yumiko. He has a partner bonus with Yumiko. You almost never see them together because Yumiko's insane by herself. She doesn't need no bum Curato weighing her down. He's got an A1 weekend. He's got a 3-turn single target stun, and then he has a 4-turn block active lockout. You know, this ability would be pretty good if it was a 3-turn because the block active skill is actually really strong. But yeah, on a 4-turn, it's just not right, man. You know, 4-turn is just not good. You also need the books here to make sure it's 100%. It's not that good. He has a passive here that can be interesting. Basically, damage inflicted by this champion cannot be decreased by passive masteries or masteries. So, you know, for example, somebody like, you know, I'm not saying you use Curato against Rhodos because they're negative affinity and all that, but you know, the damage cannot be mitigated by the passive skills, or like, well, I guess you can use them against maybe like Taras or something, right? But yeah, it's kind of interesting. But then the flip side is that damage inflicted by this champion cannot be increased by masteries or passive skills. So it's a little bit interesting. You don't really see him used too often. But I think for hard faction wars, this ability can be super, super useful. All right, so welcome aboard. He's going to be a faction guardian for me. I don't know. I think I have like 3 or 4 of him by now at this point. Just tons of that guy. But so far, we're just pulling login champions, promo champions, or fusions so far. Man, what do we want on this account? I mean, we're at 25x for the cat already, and that's, you know, 12%-ish, about 12% to pull the cat per Lego. So, you know, can we get lucky? Cat would be pretty fun. Cat would be pretty fun. I have lots of nukers on this account, but not so much like support champions. So I would like a support champion. Oh, there's Moonbeam, the epic. So let's switch up the progressive epic here, and then we'll go for the last one, I guess. But yeah, we got 25x on the cat. Come on, give it to us. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Fat Man, one of the best epics in the game. Ally attack, poison, HP burn, decreased defense on the A1. Helpful everywhere. Well, we got the didn't even have to put her as the progressive, and we got her there. So we can +4 our Isabel, I think. All right, Husk again. Of all the epics in the game, we got Husk again. All right, we got half a dozen more sacred shards here. Holy cow. I never pulled so many off of 2x rates here. But yeah, it's just the most efficient way for us to get the points. Like, we just don't have as much energy that we want to spend. Like, we have a little bit of energy, but we don't really want to spend it. We have tons of shards, so it's just the shard pulling session here. Ice Crusher, no thanks. We like the Black Bear is better for normal faction wars and all that, but let's see if we can pull one more. Can we pull one more? We're digging up there, getting up there in terms of the pulls since last Lego. Not quite Mercy yet, I think. Not quite Mercy yet. Urgoth, he was actually a fusion at one point, and actually was helpful in defeating faction wars normal. The provoke was very important. Look how bad this provoke is, guys. 4-turn provoke with a 55% chance of landing. It's just awful. It's just awful. Like, right now we have champions that are 3-turn provokes with 100% chance of landing. Just awful. But you know what? I needed this guy. And he came in clutch against those Valkyrie waves. All right, coming down to the end. Coming down to the end now. I think we can pull one more. I think we can pull one more here. I think we pulled 26 already. 126k points. We need just under 125, 120, 130. So we can pull one more here and we'll finish up the rest with the energy over the next 3 days. So let's go. Maybe we pull one, maybe we get lucky here. Let's see. Nope, that's going to be it. We pulled hot and heavy in the beginning, but then we fizzled out at the end here. Let's just check our mercy here. We are at 14. We're at 14 since our last Lego. So right here, RSL Helper keeps track of our shard mercy. So you can kind of see up here, we are at 14 since our last Lego. So I guess we start off the next Sacred Shard pulling session in Mercy already. But honestly, I can't really, complain too much. What did we pull? We pulled like four Legos with 27 Sacred Shards. Yeah, we pulled four. We pulled four: Gretle, Algorus, Alice, and Curato. So we pulled four with 27 sacreds on non-boosted rates. I think that's a massive, massive win. And we'll be getting Balor the Lost at the end of it as well. But honestly, that kind of shows you guys how bad these progressive events are. I pulled four Legos. Not one of them is the cat, which is a pretty big disappointment. None of these champions are like particularly great. And yeah, this is my third Gretle. So not the best. Not the best. Curato is my third Curato, so he doesn't even get we don't even get a boost there. Barbarians already full. Look how many barbarians I have in this account, like fully free to play, by the way. Yeah, and that's about it. Actually, I didn't fill any faction guardians, so I got 2 Sacred Orders, but my Sacred Orders was full. Got Algorus, but my barbarians full. And then we got Curato, which is my third Curato. So we literally filled no faction wars from 4 legendary pulls. So a bit unlucky there. But you know what? It is what it is. We still have 21 Sacred Shards. We're pretty set up for any kind of events moving forward. We got lots of Void Shards and Ancient Shards and stuff like that. We're just going to take it easy on this account for the next couple of days. Let's hop over to the main account and we'll do the pulls over there as well. Hey guys, hopping over to the main account here. After pulling Balor, we will also be getting this gift. So if you guys weren't aware, if you guys get all 4 of these champions, so Greykos, Lemonisi, Tholin, and Balor, you'll be picking up this gift in the shop. It just kind of pops up. Nothing too crazy here. You get a legendary relic, you get a couple relic chickens, a couple gemstones. Nothing too crazy, right? But it is a nice little sweetener here for picking up Balor on this account. So we will happily take that. On this account, it's a little bit different than the alt account. We are swimming in shards on the alt, but on this account, we only have 14 sacred shards. We did do quite a bit of work in terms of just grinding the dungeons, so that makes up a bit of the points, but honestly, you need the shards here to really rack up the points. So I think for this account, I think we still stick with the point efficiency route and go with the full sacred send. We'll probably do some void shards here as well. We can probably pull down to 110 just in case they do some kind of weird void guarantee. It's so unlikely that they're going to do guaranteed champions nowadays. I feel like we haven't gotten a real actual like shard only, hit the amount of shards pulled, get the champion. I think we haven't had one in like over a year. So at this point, holding out hope is just, it feels very hopeless. So I think I'm going to pull down to 110 and that's probably going to be very fine. And then the rest we'll just cover with energy. Now with this account, I'm at, 25,000 points in terms of energy. I do have, 3 days left and we can grind dragon and all that, or the dungeon event, the corrosive dungeon. And we need just under 130,000 points. So we need about 105,000 points from shards. I would say maybe 95,000 from shards. So let's just doing a quick calculation here with the shards that we have. 14 sacred shards gives us 63,000 points. So I think we need about, I would say about 30,000 points from void shards. So I think the quick napkin math here is pull all the sacred shards and then we need to make up about 40,000 points. We'll do 20 void shards, which is about 15,000 points, and then we'll find the 25,000 points remaining over the next 3 days through energy. Also, ancient shards is actually not too bad in terms of overall value for points. It's 300 points per pull, and it's 15 ancient shards per sacred shard. So per sacred shard for ancient shards, it's a better conversion than summon rush. So, usually you don't use ancient shards during summon rush, but here you could, argue ancient shards actually decent value relative to sacred shards. So it might be a chance to pull some ancient shards here just to get some points. gonna make some space and we'll do some pulls. All right, let's rip those sacred shards here. We're going for the cat, and then the epics don't really matter. Let's go. Best of luck. Hopefully we can channel some of that luck from that alt account as well for the gold pulls. At least the rates were good, but the quality was not that good. The rates were good, the quality's not that good. So let's see what we get here. 14 sacred shards on this account. Well, we got the epic right away. We'll switch it up here. Right, we got the epic right away. Got, what do we got? 11 more. Oh, we got gold. Here we go. Let's go. Oh, Trunda! Trunda! Welcome aboard, Trunda. This is my third Trunda on this account, so it's not really as crazy as the first one. But hey, we can +2 our Trunda if we wanted to. I do have 2 Trunda teams on this account. But with Titus coming, man, we got 3 Trundas on this account. I don't even know what to do nowadays. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think I should do with this third Trunda. Should I make a third Trunda team? Because I think, like I said, Titus is going to make one of the Hydra teams, right? So having a third Trunda, I'm not too sure. I think I need to strongly consider the +2. I need to strongly consider the +2. But hey, we got Trunda, obviously very insane champion. She is the meta right now for Hydra damage. This A2 still busted after all these years. A3 to set up the crown stacks and the Nature's Wrath stacks. But yeah, there she is, still smacking, still looking great. You know, she's a fan fave, right? She's a fan fave, and player doesn't want to touch her or anything and mess her up. I get it. I get that. But I think they have to acknowledge that her performance is quite a significant outlier. So they probably need to start trickling in some champions to kind of compete. And, you know, Titus is a step in the right, I guess, a right direction, kind of, maybe. But they need to offer like some different play styles, right? That whole Titus play style is just, you know, the whole Hydra thing. I can go on a rant about Hydra. It's just not that fun. It's just not that fun, especially with the Serpent's Will when they don't take any damage, and then you kind of have to, like, you know, kind of throttle your turns, and like it's just, yeah, it's just not that fun. Anyways, welcome aboard. Third Trunda for this account. Let's go. Let's go. I think my Dwarves faction is probably, the third one doesn't matter, so it's not going to help Faction Guardians, but hey, we got gold. Relatively few shards too, so happy about that. Torture Helm. Hey, he can solo Sand Devil. Make sure you guys check out that video if you guys haven't. And let's see if we can pick up another one. We got Isabel. We got the 25. Yep, she is the progressive. The epic progressives have been showing up. But hey, where is the darn cat? Where is the darn cat? So many Sacred Shards, no cat. Come on now. Let's go. Can we pick up one more Lego? 6% chance only. Can we do it? Can we get lucky? With this few remaining shards we have. We got 7 Sacred Shards to go. Frostbringer, no frost in her kit. Feels terrible. Feels terrible. Let's see. Come on. Nope. 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 Not quite. And this is the progressive epic. So there we go. We got all the progressive epics. Let's rotate back to Moonbeam. We got 6 more sacreds to go. Let's see. Come on. Come on, let's get that goal. Birangiri, here we go. Bombo answer, guys. If you guys don't have an answer for Bombo, he can do it. Just needs his passive to keep him going. Heals his champion by 50% of their max HP whenever an ally or an enemy dies. Enemy is a bomb. Enemy is a bomb, by the way. So, works out. Let's go. Fodbor. Fodbor, I think he has turn meter boosting. The AoE stun. AoE decreased defense. So AoE decreased defense and AoE stun. Yeah, I mean, I have this guy geared out for, I think, 1 stage in Centranos. I think he can be useful. Obviously, a CC is going to be useful against those Centranos waves, but not particularly strong kit for this champion. Oh, we got the gold! Oh! Yes! 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 Yes, guys. Yes. What an entrance. What an entrance. This guy's crawling in. I was like, whoa, what is this champion? I've never seen that entrance before where they run in, right, on all 4s. Yes. Unbelievable. Let's go. Let's go. Holy cow. Let's go. All right, man. I'm so hyped. I mean, honestly, this guy's not gonna like make or break my account, but I love how this guy looks. I love how this guy looks aesthetically, and he's actually a really, really strong champion. He has a really good passive here that keeps him alive, so he has built-in survivability, so you can pick him for live arena, and he's just good by himself. He also has self buffs as well, so he can place Veil on himself, he gets bonuses, boosted damage, and all that. He can place increased attack on himself as well, and his kit really synergizes really, really well with his entire kit. Like all his abilities synergize really well. It's all about Veil. It's all about doing more damage. He has a way to keep himself alive. He has a way to boost his attack. It's really, really solid. And he comes with speed in all battles. He's excellent. He's an excellent champion. I don't think he, like for a Spirit Affinity damage dealer, I think Wukong is a little bit better because Wukong, has that, crazy one-shot ability. I mean, the cat has one-shot ability as well, but the Wukong, I think, has even crazier one-shot ability. And is a little bit trickier to play against. But the cat, for Demon Spawn, I think works really, really well. Oh my god, this is super hype. I mean, like I said, guys, he's not going to crazy change my account, but man, I'm so hyped to have this guy. And yeah, hey, progressives work, I guess. Yes, I am hyped. I'm hyped. Yeah, I'm hyped. And that doesn't happen very often. So I'm happy. All right, we got a couple more sacred shards here, and then of course we're still going to be pulling void shards as well. So let's see if we can get something else. We got 3 more sacred shards here. We got the cat. Let's go. 3 more sacred shards here to go. Arwid Quivergrass. She was a fusion epic. Funny fact, you guys may not have noticed, or you guys may not have known, but in the test server, when we were testing her out, she was missing parts of her shirt. She was missing part of her shirt. So she only had this body armor in the middle of her stomach, and then she didn't have this green cloth. So when they released her, of course, that never happened. But yeah, in the test server, initially, she did not have this green cloth covering her chest. So it's pretty funny. But a little bit of a trivia question there for you guys. 2 more sacred shards. Let's go. 2 more. Can we get lucky again? Down to our last one. Moonbeam again. How many of the progressive epics have we pulled in this session? Basically, like, man, just crazy rates on the progressive epics. Last sacred shard for this account. And then we're going to head off to void shard. Oh my god, 1 more gold. Oh my god. This is absurd. We got 6% rates. And we are pulling Legos like crazy. We got 3 on this account with 14. That's absurd. Pinthroy. I actually don't have Pinthroy on this account, so he's brand new. The big thing about him is that he does bring some support abilities. So he got increased defense, a shield. But the biggest thing about him is that he has a 3-turn AoE block buffs. When Hydra first came out, the block buffs was so important. Pinthroy saw, some play in some Hydra teams that needed the block buffs. Or maybe if they were running Ugo and it was negative affinity, lots of force heads and all that stuff, then Pinthroy would come in and place to be the block buff champion. He doesn't bring too much else. He brings, increase a little bit of support, but he doesn't bring too much else. So I think he's probably fallen off unless you're, just starting out in Hydra and you don't have Ugo, for example, or you don't have 3 Ugos. Then Pinthroy can maybe be kind of useful, but he's not too bad. Increased defense and stuff maybe can help you for clan boss early on, but his main use case is the AoE block buffs. Yeah, he's new for me. Happy to have him on my last shard. Holy cow, unreal in terms of the Sacreds, crazy. Only 6% rates, guys. So super happy about the pull rates so far. Let's jump into the void shards here. I have all these. I have Georgid, I have Iasu, and they're the 2 best ones. Vulcanet, I'm not too pumped about, to be honest. Let me just double check my faction guardians here, just in case. I honestly don't want any of these champions, so I don't really care if they're boosted or not. Maybe there is a argument to be had about leaving them out. So if I get a Georgid, then I get plus 10 speed. That could be useful. If I get Iasu, nothing happens. So, if I wanted to pick one champion, it's probably going to be Georgid just for faction guardians. Look at these pop-ups, guys. Look at these pop-ups. They know I spent my shards, so they're trying to entice me with the pop-ups. Keep that in mind, guys. When you guys empty out your resources, they try to entice you with deals. That's how this company works. That's how this company works, guys. Yeah, I guess we go Georgia for the 10 speed if we pick them up. You know, honestly, I don't really want Georgia. I'd take my chance with a random champion, to be honest. I'd take my chance with a random champion. All right. All right. Do we have to pick something? Oh, I thought we didn't have to pick something. Here we go. Let's not pick anything. Can that happen? Hold on. Quit. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Okay, let's not pick anything. Marichka, Odin, those would be the best ones for me, I think. Yumiko, obviously. But yeah, let's see. Let's do 20. I'm not close to Mercy. Not close to Mercy. And it's only 0.5% chance at pulling a Lego. So the odds of pulling anything crazy, we have to temper our expectations. Yeah. All blues, baby. All blues. All right, one more set of 10, and I think that's going to be it for the pulls on this account. Let's see. We got all blues there. Let's see what we can do here. Voids, you know, still can pull some really, really strong champions. Let's see what we can get. We got an epic. It's going to be it. That's going to be it. Let's see what our total points is. 103. So we still got quite a bit of room to make up. We got to make about 25,000 points over 3 days. So we're going to do the math here. We got 26,000 points remaining at 1.75 points per energy. So this is the energy requirement over 3 days, 15,000 energy. And then if we're going to do gem cost here, 130 and then 40. So 4,500 gems to finish up this this hero's path for me. I have enough, so it should be no problem. And it leaves me with a pretty good stash. And it leaves me with some shards as well. So I think we're just going to use the energy and then finish it up there. I did do the energy. Sorry, I did do the gem conversion into energy versus gem conversion into ancient shards in terms of hero path points. And the conversion into energy is better value, much better value than it is converting it into ancient shards and pulling ancient shards for points. So we're just going to go into the, we're just going to be using energy in the next 3 days. So we do have 3 days worth of energy to pick up and all that stuff. So that alleviates some of the gem cost. As for the shards, I mean, I was a little bit worried about having no sacred shards. This is the first time I had no sacred shards in probably years. But I feel like there's probably not going to be, you know, any crazy event for at least maybe 10 days. And in 10 days, I hope to pick up, you know, maybe like 2 or 3 sacred shards, and then we'll be plenty good for any kind of fusion or anything like that. Plus, we have a good stash of void shards. We still have mystery shards. Any champion chase we can handle with our fragments. So I'm not too worried about, you know, dealing with any kind of fusion or anything like that. Also, I'm not a big, massive supporter of like hoarding gems. So I like to keep, obviously I like to keep some gems, but I'm not a massive hoarder of gems. So I want to, shards. I want to use the shards, get champions, progress my account, etc., etc. Hoarding shards, I think it's just kind of just devaluing shards. Obviously, shards, in my mind, they devalue over time, right? As new champions come in, pools get larger, stronger champions come in, and then, you know, obviously primal shards become more prevalent, mythical champions become more prevalent. So ancient and void and sacred shards, they just lose value over time. So holding on to them, you know, you're kind of just holding on to a depreciating asset at that point. But using them for events, you know, and then getting something out of it, I think is always going to be good value. We're going to get Balor here. We're going to get the free gift. We're going to get some mythical mats. So we get, you know, 5% chance at that crazy covetous crown or whatever that thing is called. Is that called covetous crown? Actually, hold on. It's not called the covetous crown. Sorry. It is called Crown of Corruption. This is called Covetous Passion. Sorry. Crown of Corruption. So 5% chance of getting this from those 100 mats. You know, that's the best shot we got. We got to take it. Anyways, guys, a pretty wild pull session here. Non-boosted rates and all that. Extremely, extremely lucky. This is the most, you know, this is probably the most sacred shards I pulled in one session that is off 2x and off any kind of great summon event. You know, sacred shards, you just use them as currency to pick up other resources. In this case, we're picking up a champion and we're picking up a 5% chance at this crown. And yeah, we got probably the craziest luck for a non-boosted rate pull session. And we got the progressive champion. We got the cat here, which is absolutely hype, right? Like, I'm super hyped for this account. Like, we did pull 3 Legos on 14 sacred shards. We got Trunda, we got the cat, and we got Pinthroy. Like, you know, just super hype. So no regrets here. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this scratched that, you know, shard pulling itch for you guys. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Let me know in the comments below if you guys pulled something cool. Once again, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you guys hit that like button and leave a subscribe on your way out. Make sure you check out my clan cluster UNG Uncommonly Good. If you guys are interested in hopping into any of the clans there, we can help you guys out. Discord will be in the description below. Once again, big thank you for reaching to the end. Best of luck on your polls. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.